So I just recently got my hands on the new Warrior X Turbo here on the left. I've had the Seeker 2 Pro for about the last year. I've used it a ton. It's been an amazing light for me. The first one that I purchased from Amazon actually was defective. I got a hold of Olight customer service and they actually replaced the light. It was really awesome, great customer service there. I've had zero issues with this light so far, but I wanted to give you guys a few little details and interesting facts if you're kind of looking at these lights and trying to determine which one is better for you. Of course, the Seeker 2 Pro is a 3200 lumen light, a ton of light coming out of this little flashlight here. It's very floody, however, so for probably short to medium, long, medium range distances, I'd say 100 yards or less, this really is going to be the best light for you because it puts out just a ton of light all around. However, this Warrior X Turbo that I have here is almost a third the amount of lumens, but it's got this huge reflector on the front and it throws the light. It focuses a beam, almost like a laser beam of light, 1,000 yards, literally 4 times the beam distance for this light that only has a third of the lumens. So when might that come in handy? I mean, for one, if it has a mount, if you want to mount it to your rifle, obviously if you're hunting animals that are over 100 yards away, then really this is going to be the way to go. Also, something that I really like is the tail switch on this. It's very easy to use, especially if you're having to wear gloves or if you like to hold your flashlights like this. I guess kind of a tactical type of hold. A big issue I have with my Seeker 2 Pro here is finding this button, and it does seem kind of obvious right here, but at nighttime trying to flip around or find it, or if you have gloves on, it can be real difficult to find the light and get it turned on to where you need it to be. Another thing that I've kind of had using the Seeker 2 Pro is I've noticed I have to switch a lot between, if I'm going for a walk in the woods or wherever I'm at, I switch modes constantly because if sometimes I want to be really bright in the distance, but then I don't want to eat up my batteries, so I'll switch back down low, and I go in between modes a lot. The turbo level on this only has like a 2 to 3 minute runtime, and then it bumps you down, then it bumps you down, it bumps you down. So while this does have a lot more lumens, I've noticed that it ends up being a lot more work on my part to try to save battery and then make it brighter when I need it. The Warrior X Turbo, on the other hand, only has 2 settings, maybe more than that, but whenever you're first using it, you can do a half press for like a medium amount of light and then a full press for the full 1100 lumens. The great thing about this light is that on its highest setting at 1100 lumens, it will actually run that for 6.5 hours. So if you're just needing instant light that's consistent and reliable, that won't kill the battery in a shift, by far this light is the way to go. For police work, I know this is kind of bulky to put on your belt, but if you can find a way to comfortably carry this light, I would probably take this with me on patrol over that. And just so you guys know, I have been an officer for almost 10 years now. Again, if they can make something in the middle between these that doesn't have this giant head on it, that would really be ideal. But for this video's purposes, I'm just comparing these 2 lights. So let's take them outside and I'll show you what the beam patterns look like. And there's a water tower that's exactly 215 meters from my backyard. So I'll show you what these 2 look like from that distance. Of course, this one's max distance is 250 meters and this one is 1,000. So you're gonna see it pretty clearly on the water tower here in just a minute. I'm gonna try to shine this light on this water tower. I don't know if you can even see it in this video, but I'm gonna try to keep it out of my neighbor's houses here. And yeah, that is incredible amount of light. Again, this is about 215 meters away, and this is the Warrior X Turbo. Next up, we're gonna use the Seeker 2 Pro, and I'm only gonna do this for a second because I don't want to piss off my neighbors again. But here is the Seeker 2 Pro on the max setting. Tons of light. It lights it up a little bit. On camera, it looks like it lit it up a lot, but it really didn't compare to the Warrior X Turbo. From a closer distance, this is kind of give you a better idea. There's your spotlight. Got a little playground out there. A decent amount of flood. It's really not, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. The centralized spot is extremely focused on this light. And then of course the seeker, after I find the button on it, is very floody, and it's a lot more usable light if you're looking around you and wanting to notice things. I would definitely say the Seeker 2 is probably the better mid-range, close-range light, backyard light, going for walks light. But overall, especially if you're wanting a light to use for shift work or to hunt with, I don't think anything's going to beat the Warrior X Turbo. Hope you enjoyed.